We all know that cats are the kings and queens of the animal kingdom. But have you ever thought who could be the feline monarch of the Disney princess world? My name is Disney Miss Lizzie, and welcome to today's very special coronation. To start off the proceedings, let's meet our royally perfect contenders. First up is an enigma wrapped in a rhyme, wrapped in a fantasy, wrapped in a colourful and fluffy tale. Please give way for the original Disney Cheshire Cat. He is the only one of his kind. He is also the bounciest member of the 100-acre wood. Please give a huge round of applause for Tigger. With everybody wanting to be them, we couldn't separate the most adorable family from the classic Disney era. Please give your best cheer to the elegant, well-travelled, and musical Aristocats. We now come to the oldest member of the Disney Contenders, a cat who has been around since the 1940s, going from supporting role to starring in his own series of shorts. Please put your paws together for Figaro! And finally, from fairy tale Germany to up-and-coming New York City, this little kitten has no worries. Please welcome the brave and adorable Oliver! Now that you have met our contenders, let's go over what criteria they need to meet in order to become a Disney princess. Disney princesses must play a central role in an animated Disney or Pixar film. The character should not come from a sequel. They must be royal by birth, royal by marriage, or perform a heroic deed. Their film must neither overperform nor underperform at the box office. The character must have a natural appeal to their audience. And there's always a rule or two that we ignore at Disney Miss Lizzie, and today we are ignoring they must be a human or humanoid character. Now that we've explained the rules, let's find out who out of our contenders is the perfect royal Disney princess. And our first stop is the oldest member on our list, Figaro. Personal favourite of Walt Disney's, Figaro began life as a minor character in the 1940 feature film Pinocchio as Geppetto's cheeky and adorable cat. Adored by Walt Disney so much, he asked for Figaro to be included in more scenes, helping to provide the comic relief, particularly with the goldfish, Cleo. This element of Figaro's character was then moved over to the Disney shorts, where he was upgraded to become Minnie Mouse's cat. However, is this enough to keep Figaro in line with the Disney princess coronation? Sorry, Figaro. So, could this also be the same fate for the Cheshire Cat? How much of a central and pivotal role does he play within Alice's Adventures in Wonderland? In terms of recognition and popular culture, the Cheshire Cat is one of the most recognisable characters from Alice in Wonderland. His ability to create rhymes and riddles which both help and hinder Alice make him a firm favourite amongst not just Disney fans, but also readers of the original text, ticking the Cheshire Cat off the audience appeal tick list. But audience appeal can only go so far. What about his actual role in the film? Does the Cheshire Cat qualify as a central role? Personally, yes, for the Cheshire Cat adds depth to Alice's character, leading her through Wonderland and escorting her to the exit. Yes, this does mean meeting with the Queen of Hearts, but this is the only way to escape Wonderland. Minus the White Rabbit, he is one of the very few characters that continuously appears in Alice in Wonderland. So this is enough to keep the Cheshire Cat in the race, but we also need to look at box office figures. How well did Alice in Wonderland do at the cinema? Well, it was a box office flop. Released in 1951, Alice in Wonderland was created on a budget of $3.5 million, with famed concept artist Mary Blair taking charge of the quirky look that Alice is known for. But Alice only made $2.4 million at the box office. It was only when Disney re-released Alice in Wonderland in 1974 did they see a small growth in revenue, going from 2.4 million to raking in 3.5. So unfortunately, this leaves the Cheshire Cat out of the race. Maybe our next set of literacy cats will do better. First, let's look at the most recent adaptation from our list. Enter the littlest kitten who has no worries, Oliver. Based on the Charles Dickens novel Oliver, Oliver and Company tells the tale of an orphaned kitten trying to make his way through New York City. Released on the 60th anniversary of Steamboat Willie in 1989, Oliver and Company was deemed to be a global hit, with music from Billy Joel and voice talents of future Disney witch Bette Midler. But Oliver had some stiff competition to deal with. Enter George Lucas and Steven Spielberg's animation The Land Before Time. With a race to the top, Oliver soared the box office charts, climbing all the way to 4th place, whilst The Land Before Time rocketed to the number 1 spot. Okay, not a great start for Oliver, but the overall success saw Oliver and Company bringing in $53 million, whilst The Land Before Time only brought in $43 million. That number then increased when Disney re-released Oliver and Company at the cinema, where the film brought in an additional $21 million, taking the figure from 53 to 74. Nice. And with Oliver regularly coming into the top 5 of most Disney Cat countdowns, he is a sure contender to look out for in our Disney race. But we may have found a slight hitch, for you see in the UK, Oliver and Company was not released through Disney, but under Warner Brothers. While towards the end of the late 80s and early 90s, Disney did not have international distribution rights for videos and had to rely on other studios to do this, hence Warner Brothers' role. But Oliver is very much a Disney film through and through. So a cute little ginger kitten can still compete for the Disney crown. Okay, time for another literacy cat to jump in, and this one is the bounciest of them all. Make way for Tigger! Tigger and his friends from the 100-Acre Wood started off as childhood friends of Christopher Robin, and no, not the animated version, but the real-life Christopher Robin, whose father, A.A. Milne, based the enchanting tales on his son's collection of teddy bears. The voices and personalities all stemmed from Christopher Robin's imagination, though the name Winnie was based on the black Canadian bear at London Zoo. As an enterprise, Winnie the Pooh is worth millions, for in 2001, Disney bought the entire rights to Winnie the Pooh, including the other characters, for an astonishing $350 million. And although there are several stories about Tigger in the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Tigger did make his big screen debut in the year 2000 with The Tigger Movie, a production that earned Disney $42.48 million during its first week of release. The film ended up making $96 million worldwide before grossing another $90 million during its original home video release. However, could these figures be considered too high? As we mentioned earlier, Disney bought the entire rights to Winnie the Pooh for £350 million. This makes him worth more than the late Queen Elizabeth II. And as a merchandise empire, Winnie the Pooh brings in $5 billion a year. He is also the patron saint of teddy bears, which even Anna and Elsa can't top that. And if they can't be in the Disney lineup, sorry Tigger, neither can you. Okay, so let's check out the final cats on our list, and probably the most well-known Disney felines. Say bonjour to the Aristocats. Unlike the other names that have appeared on our list, the Aristocats are based on a real set of Parisian cats, who, in 1910, inherited a small fortune. The appeal and the popularity for the Aristocats is undeniable, with countdowns often listing them in the top 5 selection. Indeed, their box office growth has grown to $191 million. They also have a Rotten Tomatoes score of 64%, compared to Oliver & Company's 53%. Okay, so far on our list, the Aristocats have ticked off popularity, central role in an animated feature, and profit growth. So what about heroic deeds? Where do the Aristocats stand on this? For the cats aren't really saving Paris, and they aren't saving their owner Madame Adelaide either. They're just returning home after being kidnapped by the greedy butler Edgar. But along the way, Thomas O'Malley does fulfill the heroic deed role, for he brings the cats back to Paris and he also saves Marie on several occasions. Okay, so I think we now have our clear winner. Gather round, as we now stand to attention and welcome the latest addition to the Disney Princess lineup. May I introduce to you their Royal Highnesses, the Aristocats. Yes, the Parisian cats who everybody wants to be are our Disney princesses, a title that Marie would be most proud of. Thank you so much for checking out the video. This was all in aid of the cat's protection. If you would like to make a donation, please hit the link in the bio and in the description. And please make sure to follow, like and subscribe to the channel. And for more Disney Miss Lizzie content, please check out the Instagram and TikTok account. Anyway, have an awesome day guys, and I will see you in the very next video. Bye!